Kirby is a perennial star for Nintendo. Each console generation plays host to at least one game starring the pink puffball, and this is the first on the Wii U, the Rainbow Curse. This time around, Kirby is a much different game than what we're used to. Here's why this is a good thing. Normally, Kirby is a fairly straightforward run and jump style platformer, but Rainbow Curse doesn't give you direct control. Kirby can only be controlled with the stylus and moves along the colorful ropes you draw for him. Ropes are momentum tools, not single button clicks. This slows the pace of the game way down and lets you appreciate all of the beautiful artwork. Now, claymation isn't an art style that I particularly like, but it's a clever aesthetic for Kirby since he can transform into a bunch of things and in general is rather malleable. There are 3 clay transformations in the game: a tank, a submarine, and a rocket, with levels smartly designed around their abilities. You don't get to spend that much time with them, but what you do get is a nice change of pace. Rainbow Curse isn't a full-price game, so it is a bit short, around 5 to 6 hours straight through. But there's still a good number of unlockables, from figurines to classic music tracks, and its multiplayer is a nice addition. But despite the presence of some familiar faces, Rainbow Curse just doesn't feel like a Kirby game. Kirby is all about experimentation, I get that. But Kirby's most iconic power is gone. He can't absorb the abilities of his enemies in Rainbow Curse. Sure, this is where the amiibos come in. You can tap a Kirby, Meta Knight, or King DDD amiibo to power up in various ways. But if you die in this state, the power goes away and can't be used again for another 24 hours? And of course there's the whole amiibos cost money thing. Granted, you don't need these things to complete Rainbow Curse, it's not a hard game, but these are effectively timers in a AAA title where they just don't belong. If Kirby's not taking the powers of his enemies, is he really Kirby? Now, transformations alleviate this, but their uses are dictated by the game, not you, so they're not really a direct replacement. Now, as mentioned before, you control Kirby in a very loose sense of the word. Everything is dependent on momentum and the ropes you draw. The problem with this is that most levels aren't really designed to keep you flowing forward. There's a lot of stopping and planning for obstacles, which would be great if they were actually challenging. Instead, the challenge is fighting with the controls. Ropes aren't direct like a directional pad, so you've got to think a few steps ahead, which is fine until you're put into a twitch reflex situation and start drawing ropes all over the place to save yourself from lava. Rainbow Curse tries to make a case for the Wii U gamepad, but there's an inherent problem. The game would work better on the 3DS. The only real thing gained here with the Wii U version is better graphics. The gamepad is heavy, so you're forced to set it down and stare at it. It's hard to play this game without legitimately getting a neck ache. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse isn't Kirby as you know it. If you're looking for a new experience, it's worth a shot, but I can't recommend it over the other Wii U platformers.